Here we are with another Bible in a minute. Genesis 48. And so now Jacob is preparing to die, and he's kind of giving his final will and testament, his last will and testament, to his boys. And he tells in verse 3, Jacob tells Joseph, El Shaddai, God Almighty, appeared to me, like it physically appeared and blessed me. And then he says, hey, your two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, they're going to be like my own sons. I am going to take them as my own, and they will be treated they will have the same inheritance that your brothers have. So he says, they will be as much mine as Reuben and Simeon are. And so Jacob is setting them up for success because Joseph has done so much for the family. Then in Israel slash Jacob is talking to Joseph specifically, and he says, I never thought I would see your face again, but God has allowed me not only to see your face, but your children as well. And so then Joseph brings Ephraim and Manasseh into Jacob's presence and asks Jacob to bless his sons. At this point, Jacob crosses his hands. He intentionally crossed his hands, put his right hand on the head of Ephraim and his left hand on the head of Manasseh. Now, the right hand should have put his right hand on the older son, who was supposed to get the bigger inheritance, Manasseh. But he didn't. He put his right hand on the head of the younger son, Ephraim, and his left hand on the head of Manasseh. So he intentionally crossed his hands. Then he blessed Joseph. He says, the God in whose presence my fathers Abraham and Isaac lived, the God who has been my own shepherd, which again, like, catch the imagery there, they're all shepherds, and so he's talking about God as my shepherd. All my life long to this day, the angel who has rescued me from all harm, bless these boys. May they remember who I am and what I stand for, and likewise my fathers Abraham and Isaac, who they were and what they stood for, and may they grow into teeming multitudes on the earth. Well, when Joseph sees that his father has actually crossed his hands and is giving the firstborn blessing to the secondborn son, he tries to take his father's hands off of their heads, but Jacob won't let him. It displeased Joseph that his father was doing this, but his father refused. Verse 19. He says, I know that, my son, I know it. He too, Manasseh, will become a people. He too will become great. Nevertheless, his younger brother will be greater than him. So, whether that was obviously it was intentional, but whether that was a throwback to Jacob being the younger of Esau and Jacob, even though they were twins, Esau was born first, and so Esau was supposed to get the firstborn blessing. And so maybe it was, God ordained. Maybe it was something that Jacob did in the moment, spur of the moment. Maybe he did it because he was the younger son and wanted to give the firstborn blessing to the younger son as well. We don't know. But Jacob did what he did, and he was like, I ain't changing it. It is what it is. You can just deal with it. And so that essentially is the end of chapter 48. From here forward, Jacob will begin blessing his children specifically, and there's some very unique things that pop up in Genesis 49, and that's what we'll do next.